Guys, we have a massive change in Dragonheir Silent Gods in the new version that will kind of like completely change the way we are playing the game. And I need to be very cautious when I'm doing my upcoming tier list. I'm quickly going to explain you exactly what changed and why this change is actually really going to change the way we are playing the game. So if you guys remember from the old version, you did not have the ability to select talents/masteries on a character. Well, now they actually added an option to give them talents. And they are actually so freaking damn important that it can completely change the entire fight. I'm talking about one support character keeping your entire team alive in a Vortex team, for example, which actually changes a lot of things, because now you can bring in 4 damage dealers instead of 3 as we used to do in the past, or even 2 of them, right? We're gonna go over talents. We're gonna have a look to see what difference there is in between characters. I haven't really looked at all of them. I've been talking with a lot of clanmates that play the Chinese version and basically kind of like explain me how impactful it is. I was not really expecting it to be as impactful as it is. But basically, this will actually give us bigger range of strategies, right? We can look at each one of the characters individually, enhance their role, and overall make them way more powerful. Now, in order to get their talents done, you will need to farm these sandstones. These sandstones, they used to be used for ascending the characters, right? If you wanted to take them from rank 4 to rank 5, for example. So those dungeons still exist. Now, instead of using these materials for their ascension or ranking them up, you are going to use them for their talents. So you will still have to farm those dungeons quite a bit. I would assume probably more than before, just to get the talents up and running on the characters. So you're gonna start with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different trees on the talent, and you're gonna have defense, for example, on this particular character, which, by the way, he is kind of like more of a tank, right? Ice tank that deals cold damage, gains that blessing to reduce damage taken, and grants shield to all allies. So he will grant a shield. I'm quickly going to read the skills so you guys can actually have a better understanding of everything that you need to know. So he does have an aura that increases the HP. Then, with a passive, at the battle start, gains 5 stacks of that blessing, dispels 1 stack after taking damage, then gains 1 stack of that blessing every 10 seconds, maximum to 10 stacks. With the second skill, attacks enemies within range, dealing 200% and 100% enlightenment cold damage. Gains 1 stack of that blessing for each enemy hit, also grants all allies defense up for 5 seconds. And then you have the third skill, which will grant a 15% max HP and enlightenment shield to each of the allies. While having this shield, they parry damage each time when taking damage, reducing the damage by 10% of the defense, which overall is pretty strong. Now, if we're going to have a look at the talents, if we're activating the first one, we are just basically getting defense, right? 100 defense. Then on the second one, the hero gains 200% HP and a damage reduction aura. All allies take 6% less damage. The aura effect doubles for the hero. So that is crazy. The aura to double just with this freaking talent, right? So you activate that talent. Then you're going to have to select the next 3, basically. So we're going to have a look to see what we have going on. So starting from here, we're going to gain defense. The hero gains defense by 20% for 5 seconds when being healed. Then the next one recovers 400 HP every 1 second. Then, after casting a skill, reduces the hero's damage taken by 20% for 5 seconds, which once again is really crazy because it has no cooldown, so it's nasty for tanks. Then this one, after every 20 times of taking damage, the hero gains recovery over time for 5 seconds. If we're going to have a look at the next 3, takes 10% less damage when the hero has a buff of any kind. Then increases max HP by 30%, which is pretty damn crazy. When HP falls below 20%, recovers 20% max HP, triggers once every 30 seconds, up to 3 times per battle. And the final part, at the start of the battle, absorbs 1% ultimate energy and 1% HP from all units on the field. This effect triggers again every 30 seconds. So basically, this is good for long fights. The final 3, each time when taking damage, parries damage fixed by 300. Not sure exactly how those multipliers work there, to be honest. Then with this one, deals 100% attack and 30% defense hero's elemental damage to enemies around the hero every 2 seconds, which can bring in quite a bit of damage. Then, at the start of the battle, the hero gains 20% damage reduction for 20 seconds. And the final one gains 5% defense for each enemy targeting the hero, up to 50%. So basically, that's what we're seeing on this tank. Now, we're going to pick the top 3 and we're going to activate the talents. I think that is a pretty good one for him. Then, of course, we're going to require these materials, which I do not have available at the moment. This is something that we need to farm either from the Frost domain, either convert them, right? You can get them from chests as well, but I don't have any at the moment. And then you can unlock the final talents. Moving on to a damage dealer, for example. So we're going to take Oster, for example, right here. He is a damage dealer. You're gaining 100 attack on the first 3. Then on the second, the hero gains 2000 HP and a damage aura. All allies deal 6% more damage. The aura effect doubles for the hero. Once again, really good. The second one deals 15% increased damage to enemies with Frost. If you apply the Frost on enemies, bang, you get more damage. This one will increase the damage dealt by Frost by 20%. And this one, the final one, after inflicting Frost 10 times, deals 100% cold damage to all enemies. If enemies have Frost, the damage increases by 50%. Now, I picked these 3, I think more or less from a kind of like mistake. You should be able to swap around. If we're going to have a look at this one, while dealing damage with the ultimate skill, deals additional damage by 200 plus 200% of the hero's accuracy when the target is inflicted with negative effects, so having debuffs. Then, inflicting Frost on an enemy has a 50% chance to inflict Frost on an extra enemy. Very good in preparation for an AoE attack. After an ultimate skill hits an enemy with Frost, increases the hero's crit and crit damage by 20% for 5 seconds. And you see they have no cooldown. Then, after every time basic attacks, the next ultimate skill releases an extra snowball at the hit target, dealing 100% attack cold damage and inflicts Frost for 5 seconds. Which sounds pretty interesting. Now, if I want to select a different 3, let's see if I can do it. Confirm switching talents. It will require the following materials. 10,000 gold. Pennies. Literally pennies. So we're swapping down to that one. The last one, while dealing damage with the ultimate skill, deals additional damage by blah blah blah, the same thing as the previous one, more or less. But this time around, you do not require the negative effects on the target. This one will increase the accuracy by 50 when inflicting Frost. This one, basic attacks have a chance to inflict stacks of Frost. And the final one gains a 1% max HP shield when it vanishes, inflicts Frost on all enemies, triggering once every 30 seconds. So the talents are really powerful. If we're going to have a quick look at a healer, so I'm pretty convinced that will be very different from damage dealer to damage dealer. Of course, they will be tied to their elemental affinity, if they're summoners, if they're frost damage dealers, if they're wild. You guys know the drill. That's still something that did not change. But I'm going to try to find quickly another frost hero to see if they have the same talent. So if we go to Vitar right here, it does seem to have pretty much more or less the exact same things. They actually have a couple of differences. So let's see what's on this one. During Ice Wind, all frost damage increases by 50. So this, it seems like it might be something more powerful for exclusive characters, right? Because this, it seems like it enhances the special ability. Then most of the other things, in a way or another, are more or less the same. Still dealing some type of damage, but it's based off the hero's attack rather than accuracy on her. Inflicting Frost. After an ultimate skill hits an enemy with Frost, increases the crit rate and crit damage, the same story. You can actually look at the animations, but this one has a special blue kind of like animation next to it, which might mean that that is kind of like the exclusive talent, right? Because the rest are pretty much the same like we had on Oster. If we're going to have a quick look at healer, for example. So let's go to Turin right here. He's gaining HP. He's gaining... the hero gains 2000% HP and healing aura. All allies recover 300 HP every 1 second. The aura effect doubles for the hero. So bang, everybody will recover HP. It's just so crazy. It's going to change so much the way we used to play the game. Because you bring in one support and you're doing crazy things now, right? Then, the hero gains defense by 20% for 5 seconds. After every 2 healing skills cast, next healing grants the target a shield. Bang! You don't even need other shield characters in here, maybe, right? Which is massive. Then, when healing, there's a 50% chance the healing amount increases by 20. And this one, after using the ultimate skill each time, healing effects are enhanced up to 10 stacks. Wow! Enhanced by how much? We don't know, but it's still something really, really good. Then, moving down to the next... Let's actually activate this one so we can move to the next 3. Okay. If we have a look right here, when healing grants extra healing equal to 2% of the hero's max HP. After healing grants 10% damage reduction for 5 seconds. When performing healing grants a bonus healing equal to 10% of the attack. Increases healing by 30% for allies with less than 50% HP. Gains 15 enlightenment upon each successful effect, resistance, or immunity. Adjacent allies gain 20% of the hero's resistance at the start of the battle. What we have here, when allies successfully resist effects, the hero gains 1% ultimate energy, and after healing the target to full HP, grants them hit recovery for 5 seconds, triggering every 10 seconds. Really, really crazy. Now, if we're gonna have a look at a different healer from a different elemental affinity, let's see if we have something that is really, really different. So let's have a look at Mitrai. It seems like she has her own exclusive kind of like talent by the looks of it. So yeah, all the rare characters are considered exclusive, even though they do not have exclusive artifacts by the looks of it. So let's activate this just because it's annoying seeing those dark colors on the screen. There we go. The hero gains defense, more or less the same. After every 2 healing skills casts a shield. Yep, the same. When healing, there's a 50% chance to increase the healing. Yes. Yes, this is more or less the same. Extra healing. Yes. After healing grants 10% damage reduction. When performing healing grants a bonus. Yes. Increases healing by 30% for allies with less than 50% HP. Gains enlightenment. Yes. When allies... Yeah, pretty much the same. And the ultimate, the battle skill grants 2 stacks of recovery over time. So it seems like more or less is the same for all of the healers. Damage dealers, once again, is going to be tied to their elemental affinity, right? And their type of damage, their damage architecture, because this is a wild damage dealer, that's a frost damage dealer. So increases the damage by 1% when rolling 5 or higher during wild checks, you see. Then, what do we have right here? When the wild dice rolls is higher than 5, gains 20% crit and crit damage. This is more or less the same, but different requirement. When rolling 5 or higher on a wild dice, rolls the damage for this instance. Increases with minimum by 5% and max by 30%. Then right here we have when the wild dice rolls is higher than 5, attacking enemies deals additional 100% attack fire damage. And this effect can trigger once every 5 seconds. I might be stupid right now for asking this. I haven't seen this these marks in a very long time, but this means it's bigger, right? Not smaller than 5. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm a bit unsure right now. I honestly haven't seen this in so many years. I'm not sure anymore. Then when rolling 5 or higher on a wild dice roll, the damage for this instance increases by 15%. Dealing damage with the ultimate skill has a 25% chance of causing damage again. This is so freaking complex, guys. And I think it's going to be so important because it really depends what bosses we're fighting. What are we doing in a fight? Are we going in a temporal vortex? Are we going versus a world boss? Are we going in a dungeon? Are we going in PvP with some of the units? These talents will be so important. The good thing is that it's so damn cheap to change them at 10,000 gold. So we do not have to be worried about getting the wrong talent tree or anything like that, right? Super easy to adjust, and I love that. So as you guys can probably notice, yes, the architecture is definitely different as expected. Now I want to see one thing, because I've heard that he can generate more healing, and that is Adolphus. You guys remember him, right? I'm very curious to see if they changed anything in his kit. If the target already has a shield when the hero grants them a shield, additionally heals them. Yep, that's the same. Grants a shield, grants a target's max HP alignment shield to all allies. Yep, pretty much the same. And the ultimate energy to an ally. Sorry, not all allies. This is the all allies one. And this is more or less the same. I don't really notice any differences, any changes, any difference in there. Sorry. If we go to the talents, right? I've heard that he can heal, okay, even more. So I want to see that. The hero gains the HP. Yes, beautiful. Yes, beautiful. And once the ultimate skill fully charges, grants a max HP shield to the ally with the lowest current HP. See, this is already different. When taking damage that exceeds 20% of the current HP, gains a shield equal to 10% of the max HP. Then, when granting a shield, the hero recharges 5% extra ultimate energy. Then, granting a shield dispels one debuff from one random target. This effect triggers once every 30 seconds. Interesting, but it's just one target, right? Maybe if you grant an AoE shield, you might cleanse the entire team, not 100% sure. When the hero takes damage, has a chance to recover HP equal to 10 times their level. Increases the shield gain by 20%. When inflicted with a negative effect, gains immunity to the negative effect once. Nice. When taking damage under a shield effect, deals 60% defense through damage to the damage source. And the last one, when the hero's ultimate energy exceeds 60%, their resistance increases. Adjacent allies gain 20% of the hero's resistance at the start of the battle. That is very different as well from what we've seen. When the hero possesses a buff, increases the hero's resistance by 30. And each time the hero successfully resists a debuff, gains a 20% max HP shield for 5 seconds. So he's not really doing what I thought that he does based on what I've heard from other people. But he can still grant shield, do a lot of other things, and this is actually really, really nice. So he could potentially keep an entire team alive. That's pretty much what I wanted to show you in today's video, guys. It's very, very game changing. It will completely change the way we are playing the game because there's so many different talents, so many benefits, so many pros and cons with each one of them. Not as many cons, but it will definitely be very important to select the right talent tree based on what content you are doing, right? So overall, it's a very, very complex system. As I've mentioned, I am working on a tier list, okay? I will have to be very cautious with some of the conclusions that I will be taking. I will have to basically tell you to take it with a bit of a pinch of salt, grain of salt, because you know what? I might not be getting them all perfect in terms of like, yeah, this is going to be amazing in one of the dungeons. This might not be as good in that dungeon, but in fact, they could potentially be the opposite, right? But overall, you're still going to have the ability to gain a very good conclusion if the character, the hero, the champion is a badass one or is a trash one, right? Based on the tier list that I will be putting out. I will do my best to release it on Monday, so you guys have a bit of a time to have a look at it. Maybe re-roll some more on the prophecy codes to try and get different characters and stuff. But it is a pretty complex system. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, guys. As usual, I'm super pumped for the re-release of Dragonheir Silent Gods coming on the 17th of July. Just a few days left. Make sure you guys join in, complete the events, try to claim as many rewards as possible. As usual, I will catch you all in the next video. If you want to keep up to date with pretty much everything related to the game, make sure you smash that subscribe button, drop a like, and do me a solid, man. Drop a comment, help with that YouTube algorithm. I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.